All right, Chattanooga, where are you? There you are. Good afternoon, Chattanooga. It is September the 7th, and I'm telling you, I am still having a good time after last night, all the way into the early morning. I was in on the other side of Atlanta in Jonesboro with my bestest friend, um, Mariah Huck, and her family, and my awesome great friend, Miss Lucy, who was celebrating her 70th birthday, and her daughter Mariah and her sister Lake. They invited me to come down to celebrate that moment. It was a great event, and I'm telling y'all now. I'm just going on and put it out there. I'm just going on and put it out there. I'm gonna act like I'm not used to nothing because I'm fixing to act like I'm not used to nothing. When I tell you, I thought I had a nice home, and I know Jennifer has a nice home.
Not compared to theirs.
But baby, when I tell you, you can put both our houses inside of this multi-million dollar home that this young lady has, Mariah, and still have room for another house, baby. It was all that in the bag of chips. And I know she probably gonna be like, she on there talking about me. Mariah, I'm so proud of you. Mariah Huck is the brainchild of Married to Medicine, which you all know is one of the biggest shows in America. And I'm telling you, she is living like when I pulled up, I was like, this is like the Hollywood houses that we see on television with the big celebrities. Oh, she is a celebrity, right?
Yes, she is.
I was trying, y'all, I was trying to act like I was used to stuff because I am used to stuff, but I wasn't used to all of that. She took it to a whole other level with the butlers and the servants. I call them servants coming by, making sure you got everything you need, food, drinks if you want drinks. I mean, it was just an amazing night. And Lucy, happy birthday, friend.
Yeah, happy birthday, Lucy. Happy
Yes.
birthday. I hope you enjoyed it. And you know, we Virgos, we gonna turn up the whole month. So I'm gonna find you later on. You know, you my birthday partner the day after. So we gonna have to hang out together, have a couple of drinks or do whatever we gonna do. Yes, ministers drink.
All right now. And and the thing about it is, Lucy is 70 years old. And I was just looking, I wasn't looking at it in a wrong kind of way. I was just looking at her. The woman is stacked. I'm talking about she is a
She takes
brick
care of
house.
herself. She takes
She
care
is
of
a
herself.
brick house. She is still gorgeous. I'm gonna post some of these pictures of her. And she is so in fashion and in tune with
Mhm.
today's time. She still got her spirit. She's got a beautiful smile. And she was just having the time of her life. She danced with the bartender. She set him down. She set the bartender down. I mean, we just had a great time. It was all of that last night. So I just want to get that off my chest. It's amazing. I thank God for the opportunity to know some of the people and um, my dear friend who people say is my sister because we look alike and we got the same names. They just assume we sisters, but she is my sister. And I love her, Jennifer. Jennifer is on the air today because y'all, Jennifer is doing things. Now I thought I was a shaker and a mover till
No,
I
no,
hooked
no,
up with
no,
this young
no,
lady
no,
right here.
no, no, no.
This is
We
a
not.
shaker and a mover.
We not gonna do that. We not
Okay,
gonna do
guess
that.
what?
We
Guess
not gonna
what?
do
After
that.
she tell y'all what she doing today, then I'll let you all vote and tell me if she's a shaker and a mover. She is a shaker and a mover now. I'm telling you that right now. You are a shaker and a mover.
Whatever.
You are
Okay.
whatever. Okay, we ain't gonna
Okay.
even know because you know why? She's my sorority sister. We both are Alpha Kappa Alpha women. So Alpha Kappa Alpha women are shakers and movers. We are shakers and movers, right? We are all
Okay.
over the
I'll
world.
give you that. I'll give you
We
that.
all over the world. We shaking and moving. And whether you like Kamala or not, that's on the ballot for the Democratic ticket, she is our sorority sister. And we're not going to tell you who to vote for. This is not an endorsement on the radio. It is not an opinion of WPTP or Alton Park Development Corporation at all. I'm just saying kudos to our sorors because we are doing things nationally and internationally, and we are making a difference across the globe in the lives of those who need us the most. We are doing great things. We help each other because we know there's no other like our sisterhood. And yes, we spread love to all mankind. And I stress that all mankind. We're not selective as to who we give help to. So, with that introduction to my sorority sister, who's also a minister, she's done passed all the tests that she needed to pass. She's got a master's in it. I think she's working on a doctorate next.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
I'm just amazed at her and what she's doing and how she has trained. I don't know what you would call it. You are just a working project every day, getting better. When I think you're at 100%, you push it to 200. Just always getting better and doing more and more every day. So if you got a problem with her, you got a problem with me, because that's my sister and I love her and I know her heart and I know what she's done. I've talked to some of the students that she has helped, as she's a retired school teacher, and you can't find a student that this person has touched that won't tell you how much they love her, because she has affected their life. She has taken them into her home when they didn't have a place to go. She has done so much. We're talking about the godly thing to do. She has clothed them. She has fed them. She
Okay,
is
okay,
okay.
okay, okay, okay,
She
okay,
don't want me to go there, but you
okay,
know what?
okay.
Sometimes let other people brag about you, because she's not the person that will brag on herself. So sometimes you have to let other people brag on you, because you would never brag on yourself.
Okay,
Never brag on yourself. So
okay,
now, what you got going on?
okay. So today,
What you got going
okay,
on?
so today we're here in the Emma Wheeler Homes, and we're registering people to vote, and we're also Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. The Social Justice Committee is giving out school shirts for elementary school kids. We have school shirts from small, medium, large, extra large. Um, this is part of the social justice. You know, I'm social justice is my heart. I've been doing social justice uh, going back through high school and college. I got involved in it's a ministry. I'm just going to tell you what it is. It's a ministry, and the reason why I say it's my heart is because I benefited as a young lady coming up in the community that I lived in, where
Yes.
if I did not have and my mother could not provide, there was always someone
In the
there
village.
in the
Yes.
village who was willing to share what they
Yes.
had. My mom, my grandmama, my great grandmother, they always were able to connect to people to make sure that if they didn't have something, they could find somebody
Yes.
who had, or who had access, or who knew somebody who was willing to share. And I hate to say this, but we've kind of lost contact with that aspect of the African American community, of the village. And it's not just the village in Hamilton County, it is the village across the United States.
Yes.
So one of the things that I intend to do, or I try to do, my favorite song is if I can help somebody as I pass along, then my living will
Oh,
not be in vain.
oh, that's my
And
song.
my living, I don't want my funeral to be preached
Right.
by the Bible and me not have done something.
Right.
So that's the reason why I'm so passionate about the things that I do, about helping people, whether they have social justice issues, or issues going on in school, or issues related to work, or issues related to healthcare. Because everything that I believe in is, we're supposed to make the world a better place
Amen,
after we
sister.
leave than it was
Amen.
before we came into it. So that's my passion. So today we're giving away t-shirts. We're not giving away t-shirts. I call them t-shirts, but they're actually polo school uniform
Uniforms.
shirts. And I want to say this. Okay. I like throwing Hamilton County schools under the bus. I like throwing Hamilton County schools under the bus. So parents, if you have a child who goes to a Hamilton County school and you say you cannot afford the school uniform, guess what? Yeah, I'm being petty. The school system is supposed to provide
Uh-oh.
by Tennessee state law and the Tennessee State School Board documents, and it is a policy number. I will find it and I will share it with Dr. Woods so she can put it on her Facebook page, and they can call WPTP. And if you don't, if you need this for later information, you can have it. But they're supposed to provide clothes for you if you say that you cannot afford it. Just like if you say you cannot afford school fees, you don't have to pay them.
Uh-oh, because it's a public school.
It is a public school.
And I will let them in on a little bit of a secret. Jennifer was the educational chair for me when I served as the president of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People.
But I'm gonna also let you in on a secret too. I was also vice president of the Hamilton County Education Association.
Oh yeah,
for
she a
4
bad
years,
girl.
and I was also grievance chair of the Hamilton County Education Association for 10 years. So when they came after students and the teachers about not enforcing uniform codes and all of that kind of stuff, I was the person to call and say, you can't do that.
So you know what?
I know the law.
So you know what? Jennifer is the person that you want to get to know, because I'm glad she my friend. I'm glad I know her. Because if I'm telling you, if I run into a situation, now she's not a lawyer, but by the time she get through breaking it down, you will think she won. Well, because she knows how to read law, and she knows how to interpret it, and she knows how to apply it. So if there's something going on with your child in the school, and I have seen her take it all the way to the state level. Oh, yeah. I don't even know have you had one that have to go to the Supreme?
We've had, when we were when I was chair of the NAACP education chair, we took about 25 cases to the United States Department of Justice
and settled
from Hamilton County
and
schools.
Settled.
And as a result,
yes.
I'm being petty.
Go
petty.
On.
Hamilton County schools. I'm being petty. As a result of the cases that we took, yes. Hamilton County school system is now under the umbrella of the United States Department of Education Civil Rights Division.
Amen.
So if you are a parent with special needs children, or
yes.
you are a parent who thinks that your child has been suspended or harassed or intimidated or mistreated based on any civil rights issue, check out, call the Tennessee State Department of Education. Their number is 615-741-2421. I know it by heart. It's open. You can call up there and you can ask for a complaint form. Ask for the complaint form. Yes. There is a complaint form up there that anybody can have. And once you file that complaint form, the school system has a 10 days, not
to
10,
investigate,
not 10 working days, 10 school days to respond to the Tennessee State Department of Education. And once they get that 10-day response, then the State Department comes down and investigates the school system. Sometimes people actually get fired.
Yeah, because it has happened.
It has happened because they're violating children's civil and human rights. And I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to get off the bandwagon of Hamilton County schools. I'm going to stop being so petty, Hamilton County schools. But parents, you know your children better than anybody else.
Yes, you do.
Because you had them.
Yes, you do.
Parents, your children's constitutional rights do not stop at the front of the schoolhouse. There is such a thing as called due process, which means that if your child is being accused of something, before the principal or the teacher or anybody can suspend your child or discipline your child, they have to ask to hear your child's side.
And the parents need to be notified, and they have a right to be in there, because they're minors, to hear what they're saying, so they don't have to necessarily harass your kid. If they want to harass them, they need to have a parent in the room to prevent that.
Let's talk about in loco parentis, and I stay on that all the time because a lot of people don't know it and they don't understand what it is. In loco parentis means in place of parent. It means that the school administrator or a teacher is acting in place of a parent during the regular school day. The minute the child walks out of the house and to the minute the child returns back to the house, they are under the school supervision if they're attending school. If your child gets in trouble, please tell your children this. If your child gets in trouble and an administrator or a teacher calls the school resource officer, police, or anybody that has the power to take your child to juvenile court, and they're they're interviewing your child about a fight or an incident or any kind of accusation, whether it be about drugs, alcohol, guns, or whatever, your child has the right to say, I want my mama, or I want my daddy, or I want my guardian in here. And once the child asks for the presence of that adult, that parent, or that guardian, they ain't got to answer the questions.
Right. And they need to stop
and they don't,
asking the question.
And they're supposed to stop asking questions
Absolutely.
until the parent or that person that the child requests comes.
Teach your children that.
Teach your children the Fifth Amendment, the right,
they have a right to remain silent.
And tell them under no circumstances, once they say, I'm standing on the Fifth Amendment, or I'm invoking the Fifth Amendment, to do not talk. They cannot make you talk.
That's right.
I'm going to also tell you this. Parents, you have the right to record any meeting that you have in the school system with an administrator or a supervisor.
You better.
And you better.
You better.
I walked around for the last 20 years of my teaching experience with a tape recorder in my pocket. And the kids in my classroom knew about it. We laughed about it. But I'm going to tell you what the Tennessee state law is about recording. Anybody can record a meeting as long as one person knows that there's a recording. And common sense says if you are recording, you know. You know. You don't have to tell anybody else. You know.
You know.
So it is important that you know your rights. Now, so let's go back to what we're talking about today. We're talking about the right to vote, why you need to vote. First of all, Jennifer, I want to go on a tirade, because if you haven't been listening to what's been happening on the Tennessee State called Tennessee State Hill, it's some stupid stuff going on up there. I'm trying to clean up my language. But those people are crazy as a Betsy bug. And if you don't know what a Betsy bug is, that's what folks used to call back in the day bed bugs. Those people must be drinking stupid water. They have
lost their mind.
They couldn't have had a mind. They couldn't have had a mind. Listen, it is a discussion, and I'm not sure if the law passed or not. But if you are... If you have been convicted of three misdemeanors, you can be charged with a felony in the state of Tennessee just because you've been convicted of 3 misdemeanors. But let me tell you what a misdemeanor is. Did y'all know a ticket is a misdemeanor? A parking ticket is considered an arrest. So anytime that in the state of Tennessee, in this last legislative session, there was a discussion that if you have had 3 misdemeanors, you could be charged with a felony. Okay, so what's the big deal about being charged with a felony if I've had three misdemeanors? Because if you have a felony, guess what? You can't vote.
That's it.
So it's all about voter suppression. So big deal. Why should I vote? Where you like eating? You like being able to go where you want to go. You like being able to drive your car on streets that are not made of dirt, even though the streets are raggedy and we got potholes. You know, our tax dollars.
That's a whole nother program.
That is. Our tax dollars are paying for it. I hear a lot of people say, "Well, I'm not into politics." You better be.
You better,
because politics starts the day you are born.
Yes.
Because when your mom had you, they issued you a state document called a birth certificate.
And
when
look at your birth.
Yep. They issue you a state document to whoever your survivor is called a death certificate.
That's right.
If you got insurance, and I learned this the hard way when my mama passed, you can't do jack
nothing
without that death certificate. So politics controls you from the day you take your first breath to the day you take your last breath. And this is an issue that I have with us in the South, especially in small towns and rural areas. We put these people on the platform. Y'all, Dr. Woods gave me the opportunity to talk. So, baby, I'm going to talk today.
Talk, girl.
These people put their pants on one leg at a time, just like any and everybody else. We elected them when we voted for them. if we pick up the phone and call them, talk to them, write them, hold them accountable, and they don't do what we say or what we think they should be doing to represent our best interest, guess what? We can fire them by not pulling the lever to support them. The problem in the communities is that we don't hold the people accountable. We don't call, we don't write. If you see them in the grocery store and they're doing something you don't like, tell them. You tell teachers.
Right.
You tell your pastors.
Right.
You tell everybody else when you don't like anything. These people are not gods. They are not superhuman. They're just like you and me. They breathe.
Mm-hmm.
They walk. They talk. Well, they don't always talk the truth, but they talk.
That's right.
They sleep. They eat. They do everything that we do. So we should not act like they're untouchable. We should not be afraid of them. They take an oath when they're elected to say they will represent their constituents. Just because I didn't vote for you does not mean you are not my constituent.
You're still my constituent.
I am still your constituent.
And right. And let me say
I'm
something
gonna
about
hold
that.
you accountable.
Let me say something about that. Young people. I'm gonna say young people because maybe I've gotten to be an old person.
Oh, I am.
But I'm gonna say young people. I see you all out there on social media.
Yes.
I see you fighting back and forth with one another.
Yes.
I see you having, major fights with each other on the internet about an opinion that somebody has or about a behavior that someone has done. So you evoked your opinion on your neighbor, on your friends, on people that you know that you're having regular conversation with, and you get all fired up about it. I'm talking about a war on social media, but yet you won't create a war on social media with your elected officials who control your life.
And you know what? I don't understand. They
control your life.
These people actually have TikTok presence. They have Facebook presence. They have WhatsApp presence. They have all kind of presence on social media. All these elected officials do. Post that stuff on their page. You'd be surprised how
you got power.
Image conscious these people are. I know I wasn't supposed to talk about this.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
My t-shirt says, "My black job is voting." Y'all, if you went to the Democratic convention, I did. I'm a Democrat.
She was there, y'all. I saw her. She got the picture in the audience. She was at the convention.
And I'm going to tell you something. If you ever want to learn how the political process works behind closed doors, go to a national convention. Now, I'm not going to say anything else about who I'm supporting because the fact that I was there and I got on this t-shirt and you know who I am, you know who I support. It don't have anything to do with wearing pink and green because I was supporting them folks before I was even able to wear pink and green, okay? And I've been wearing pink and green for 49, soon to be 50 years, so that should tell you a lot. I've been supporting these people for 50 years.
I'm hitting 40 myself, so we know you golden.
I'm golden. Let me tell y'all my political background. My daddy was a Vietnam vet. Well, my daddy came home from Vietnam because he was an African-American man who had been in the service for 30 years. He was not greeted with the hero status that some of the other people were in the wars. And it was hard for my mother to have 3 kids whose husband was in the United States Navy. And we didn't know when them checks were coming in because they didn't have direct deposit back then. So military families struggle.
Yes.
Don't get it twisted. Military families, those women who have children on the base or in the city, they struggle. They are a community within a community. But I'm saying this because I'm political, because I wanted my daddy to come home alive. When my uncle died and that chaplain knocked on that door in Clarksville, Tennessee in 1966 and told my aunt that her husband was first of all, he was missing in action. And then when they found his body, and he was a 40-year-old man who had been in the military for 30-something years, it did something to me. I'm like, this war ain't right. We ain't got no business over there. It's about these people's issues. You know, we're not supposed to police everybody. That was 11 years old. But as I grew older, I began to understand why politics is important. And if somebody tells me they're going to do something, Y'all hold me accountable as a teacher, so I'm going to hold them accountable as a political leader.
That's right.
Accountability does not stop with one person.
And stop saying my vote don't
Doesn't
count.
count.
And stop saying I'm not going to vote for either one. I don't like either one of them. I don't care for neither one. They're going to do what they want to do. My vote is not going to count. And la, 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 la. Stop it. Stop it right now.
Let's talk about why voting is important. The last election, the president that's sitting in the White House now won the last election by over 7 million votes. 7 million votes. But here's the deal. If those people, they're talking about the electoral college and all of that. The electoral college was put in place during the time where it took so long for people to get out the numbers of voting. And we now have social media, we have all of this stuff, internet and stuff. So the voting turnaround is automatic. It is like overnight. But you still have people that are questioning whether or not this last president won. That's stupid. 4 years. You still have people that are questioning whether or not my vote won counts here in Chattanooga. I know a race in Chattanooga that the person lost by 5 votes.
5 votes. And that's
5 people had come out and voted. There would have been a different person on the city council. And the person that lost was much more qualified than the person who won.
Right. And y'all know I ran for mayor too. So if you don't think that your vote count, if you sit at home and say, "Oh, well, I'm not going to be involved in the process, and I'm gonna let her text Teresa back," but if you sit at home, no, your voice is not going to count. The other person's voice that's voting is going to count. So you don't need to have voter apathy and let other people determine your fate. At least say something, even if it's lost in I call it the shuffles, or lost in the many voices. At least your voice, if a lot of people vote the way you vote, it will be amplified together and things will be done. So please, y'all, whatever you do, vote. And this country moves in a wave. That means when there are a bunch of people voting the same way, so goes the country. So we need everybody's vote. It doesn't matter whether you're a Republican or whether you're a Democrat. Whoever you're supporting, it moves in a wave. And if enough people are moving the same way, that's the way the country is going to go.
Let's talk about 2025 for a few minutes, because a lot of people are saying, okay, 2025, everybody's focusing on this. So I'm going to focus on the aspect of 2025 that I don't know that if a lot of people are paying attention to, and that's the social programs. So what are some of the social programs that are on the brink of being discussed in 2025? My paycheck, because I'm on Social Security. They're talking about doing away with that. Yeah, disability. If you have
public education,
we're not talking about public education. We're just talking about your check. Just talk about
the veterans, the Social Security, and pensions.
So if you're retired like I am, and you have a pension like I do, that is a state funded pension, you could lose that.
Oh, let's go.
If you were talking about Medicare or Medicaid or affordable health care, which everybody calls Obamacare, you can lose that. You
don't work on your job for 30, 40 years, and you just can't wait to retire so you can get your pension and your benefits. But that's going baby. If you don't think, okay, so stay at home, don't vote, lose your pension.
Okay, but let me break this down, because this is cute. Overtime. If you work on a job and your company pays overtime, they ain't got to no more if they don't want to. Matter of fact, if you work on a job and your job is an 8-hour job, and your boss tells you, we want you to work 8 more hours, that's 16 hours, we're not gonna pay you but for 8 hours,
And
guess
they can
what?
do it.
They will be able to do that.
So
Guess
people say,
so.
Jennifer, you know
Yeah,
what they
it's a lot.
say? They can't do that.
Yes,
Oh,
they
yes,
can.
did they not take your rights away to do what you want to do with your own body?
Listen,
Okay, so don't
listen.
say what
Don't
they
say
can't do.
what people can't
They
do.
got the
The only
power.
reason people can't do something is because laws are in place based on how we vote and based on how the legislators that we elect represent us. Those laws were put in place by those people. And if you put the wrong people in there, those wrong people will come back and they will repeal, which means
Everything, Roe versus Wade,
they
everything,
mean
your
they will
voters'
take
right,
away everything that's
everything.
in place that protects you. I spoke to a ministerial group here in Chattanooga, and I'm gonna say this: we had the Do Something rally on the 24th of
August.
and this is not, y'all, this is deeper than politics. I want you to understand that this is much deeper than politics. This is survival. I'm not being melodramatic here or hyperbolic here. This is survival. I remember how hard it was when my mother tried to get a house for her 3 children in 1965. She couldn't do it, even though she was a classroom teacher with a professional job and 2 college degrees. She could not do it because she was female. It took us, mom started trying to get the house in 65. We didn't move into our house until December of 66. And it wasn't because she wasn't able to pay for the rent, the house
The
note.
mortgage.
I think the house note was like $35, $40 a month.
Mm.
It was coming, my daddy's signature wasn't on it. And my daddy was in Vietnam on a boat. Well, I'm sorry, it's a ship. But he was on the ship in the Navy. He was in the Navy. And I was 10 years old and I hadn't seen my daddy for 2.5 years. So for 2.5 years, we were living in the house with my grandmother, my great grandmother, and my cousin from Chicago who was going to school. You say, okay, that's too much information. But listen to what I'm telling you in that too much information. 4 generations were living in that house. No man. So there were a lot of things that my great grandmother, and mother had to sacrifice for in order to make sure that the children in the house were taken care of. My mama didn't have a credit card, not because she couldn't afford to have a credit card. You can't afford to have a credit card if you can't get credit. And in the 1970s, women couldn't have credit.
Right.
In the 1970s, women could not have various female surgeries without a husband's permission.
We were property.
And
Women were property.
think about that. Suppose you are a female with no husband and no brother, and your dad's dead. So who makes the decisions for you? These are some questions that we need to be asking, and it's not just about women's rights. I saw a Facebook post that kind of took me there. My song, God, please be patient with me. God is not through with me yet. Well, it took me back to that old Jennifer Yvonne Scruggs, who was in the 9th, 10th, 11th grade, who was always kicked out of school because she had a mouth and didn't mind putting them hands on you. This one man said he didn't see why he should vote because he didn't see anything that voting was doing for him. And I reminded him because he was a privileged individual, not because of the color of his skin, but because of a personal part of an anatomy that he had that I didn't have. And I'm cleaning it up.
Clean it up.
Because what the laws have done, we fought. I don't want people to think that we just start fighting. A lot of people in history think that we just start fighting, we being women, just start fighting for equal rights after the 1965 Civil Rights Act. Women started fighting under the Constitution, before the Constitution was even the Constitution. John Adams' wife, Abigail, asked him to give women the right to vote before the United States became the United States. The United States didn't become the United States until 1776, but they were working on documents of government before then. So voting rights and equality for people in this country has been an ongoing struggle, and the struggle is real, and the struggle is not over. You know, there's a period of history that we don't talk about, we don't teach in school because it's considered critical race theory, and it's called the Reconstruction period. And what people don't understand about the Reconstruction period, after the Civil War, um, black men, notice I said black men, not black women, black men were given the right to vote. Notice I didn't say white women, I said black men.
Right.
So the only people that could vote were men.
We're men. You're
Men.
right. Absolutely.
Women weren't even. I'm just gonna go there, y'all. Women quality education for women wasn't even what it is today.
Oh
Women
yeah.
were taught to be wives and
Have
homemakers and
right.
raise
Mothers.
children and mothers, just like the things
Caretakers.
just like the things that one of these people that is running for a political office, the vice presidency, says that women should know their places. Yeah, I know my place. My place is any place that my education can take me, any place that my feet and legs can take me, and any place that my brain can sustain me. So don't come here and tell me what I cannot do. You're not my God. You're not my God. I'm not going to even say you're not my husband, because he'll tell you I don't obey him. Matter of fact, when we got married, too much information, Dr. Woods, but when we got married, I would not stand up there on the floor and say to honor and obey. I will honor you, I will respect you, but obeying, that's a little bit too much. That's a
Well,
little bit too much.
Well, the thing that y'all can take from all of this that Miss Woods has said today is that life is all about participation in the process as it relates to your well-being.
Your
well-being.
welfare. I'm not
And
going
your
to say
welfare.
well-being, because
Welfare.
well-being is always taken in consideration as your health care.
Right.
That's an issue too.
Exactly.
But there's much more to it.
I stand to be corrected.
You got to be at peace.
Welfare.
You have to be at peace in your daily living.
Absolutely.
If you are struggling to survive, if you're not thriving, and I mean by thriving is you don't have everything you need to survive, and some of the things that you want, and you are not at peace in where you are, you are not thriving,
and you're going from paycheck to paycheck.
Girl, don't even start with
and
that.
borrowing from the next paycheck to cover some things, and
borrowing from Peter to pay Paul,
and then sometimes you miss and you don't get to do what you have to do.
Yeah, if you are worrying about coming home, flipping that switch, and those lights are off,
right?
Or if you are worrying about going to the refrigerator and opening the refrigerator door and not having what you want, I'm not gonna say what you want, what you need. If you are worrying about having the basics of eggs and milk and flour and water, those things that are necessary in order for you and your family to survive, you need to vote.
You need to vote, and you need to take voting.
You need to take voting seriously, because y'all, these things are at stake. The 1% is gonna survive,
and
they're gonna survive.
What happens to the 99%,
and they're gonna thrive, but they don't give a hot about the 99%, and it's up for us, the 99%, to CYA. And if you don't know what CYA is, find a military man and ask. But you've got to cover not only yourself, you've got to cover your children. You are responsible. I'm not gonna say you. We all are responsible for making sure that the people who come after us, our descendants,
and they
have a better quality of life than we have today.
And they are
That's
responsible.
Why you need to vote.
And they are responsible, Jennifer, because we are dying out.
Yes,
we are in the generation.
Every day.
We are in our age group. We are dying out. So now those of you who are in your 20s, 30s, and 40s,
I'm going to even say, I'm not going to say 20s. If you are 18.
Well, I'm saying you have the awesome responsibility of protecting your welfare.
It's called posterity,
and your family and the generations behind you, because we have fought a good fight, and we're getting older, and we are dying. And so it is now important that the younger generations take that torch and stop playing, stop laughing about it, get off of that media, social media, talking about stuff that don't matter about nothing, fighting with each other, and fight for something that means something that's going to protect you and your family. It is time for you all to get serious, young people. You are adults now. Stop thinking that it's going to be all right anyway. It's not going to be all right anyway.
Well, Dr. Woods, I want to stop because let's go back. Let's put the civil rights 1960s civil rights movement in the right perspective. A lot of people think that Martin Luther King was an old man when he started.
He was very young.
He wasn't. He was not 25 years old.
He was young, and he wasn't married at the time when he came to Chattanooga to get.
He wasn't married. He was not married when he first started fighting for civil rights. Back in the early 1950s. Okay.
Yes.
1940s, 1950s. Let's go back and look at the Birmingham civil rights the marches when the older adults were marching. They didn't get the media attention, and President Johnson didn't move until the children had the fire hoses and the dogs sick.
That's what moved Chattanooga. It was the children.
It was the children.
The children from Howard High School marched out of that school.
Yes, they did.
And went downtown, by golly, and they sat in there.
And in Nashville, it was not the old folks. It was the young folks. The Fisk University, the Tennessee State University. Some of those folks got kicked out of school. I know people here in Chattanooga who left Lane College and went to Memphis and marched, and when they got back to school in Jackson, they were expelled. It's not people my age. It's not people in their 30s and 40s. It was the 15, 16, 17, those 18, and in
Chattanooga, y'all. This is a little bit of information.
It's y'all that had the power.
Look, Chattanooga, you are on the map because it is the only place recorded in the history of America. Now, y'all figure out how big this is. In the history of America, where children, not adults, I'm not talking about college students, they're adults, where children led a civil rights movement. And the historical marker is posted downtown on a bronze plaque put there by Alden Park Development Corporation under my leadership, right there at the very spot where the sit-in took place.
Billy Edwards.
Yeah, and go read it. Go read it. Go read it.
Read it.
Go read it.
Read it. These people, y'all, your generation has more power.
Yes.
You have social media. You are able to organize. I'm gonna go back to the Black Lives Matter movement. It wasn't no old people looking like me in there.
No.
I got blonde hair, but then, honey, when you take this blonde off, it's gray.
Well, mine mixed in with my I haven't dyed my hair, but you get close, you can see it.
It wasn't people in their 40s and 50s.
Mm-mm. Young people, y'all can walk.
You walk.
Y'all can run.
The energy. You have the mindset.
Yes.
You have the lack of fear.
And we are calling on you all as elders of this community. I consider myself an elder. Jennifer,
I'm an elder.
As elders of this community, we are calling on our young people, to get up and do something. Get up and do something. And don't sit around thinking it's going to get done and you don't have anything to do with it, because you do.
I've got to go out and set up.
Yes.
But what I'm going to say is this. If not you, then who? Thank you.
All right, that's the best way. Look, y'all, we gonna end this show because we got folks outside waiting on us. They want these shirts.
They
want these school shirts. That's why the phones are blowing up. But let me tell y'all something. Today is Saturday. Y'all know how I end my show. Today is Saturday, and tomorrow is Sunday.
Before you say about the Sunday, I want to put this out.
Okay.
Early voting, registration for voting ends October the 7th, 2024.
If y'all ain't registered, you ain't going to get to vote.
Please register.
You
can go online. There are 2 places that you can go online to register.
3. And WPTP is
okay, I'm sorry. WPTP
Just go to
Vote
our website.
America, Vote America, and votetennessee.gov. If you can't get out to go pick up a paper ballot and you have access to the internet, you can go to the public library for free or anybody's house that has the internet. Go online and vote. You can also check your voters registration there. Take voting seriously, please. Take voting
Use your cell
serious,
phone, people.
people.
These things that y'all keep in your
They are
hand
handheld
all day
computers.
long.
They are
Yes.
handheld computers.
Use these phones that you all are
But
on the
but what I do want to say, and I'm not cutting you off
yeah,
because I'm
go
trying to
ahead.
get out. Early voting. We're stressing early voting. Early voting starts on October the 16th. We are in the process
That's my
of trying
birthday.
to get churches in the city to donate their vans to go to key sites to take communities who do not have and people who do not have transportation to the Ramsey early voting site and the Hamilton County early voting site down on Amacola Highway. I'm trying to take away every impairment possible to keep you all from voting.
And what
You
number can
all,
they call,
we
Jennifer, if
haven't
they need a
set up the
ride?
phone numbers yet. We will be able to we're going to set up the phone numbers around September the 15th. That's next week. When we come set that up, I'm going to bring a group of ladies who have helped work with this. I want to give a shout out to Reverend Terrell James and
Yes.
Reverend Eva Suttles.
Yes.
These women took the voter initiative to the Hamilton County pastors, different pastors associations. It is a moral issue. It
Obligation.
is a moral issue. Yeah, I'm talking down. I'm talking softly. But I'm still hyped, you all. It is for some of us. It's gonna be a matter of survival. So
Yes.
don't play. Don't delay. If you're not registered, register today. If you need help in registering, you can call the radio station. They will tell you what you need to do in order to register. Uh, take it serious. It is a life and death matter.
And our number down here is area code 423-713-7614. And I'm gonna even go further because I don't really care, Jennifer. My cell number is 423-331-8878. I really don't care. I just want you
Okay,
to
so
get
you
your
can
information.
Facebook, you can message me on Facebook. My
Yeah.
my Facebook page is Jennifer S. Woods, and you see my face, you'll see a picture of me on it. It's a bunch of Jennifer S. Woodses out there. But if you see my face and you see my picture, uh I got a different hairstyle. But if you go over
And
and
it's
you look,
pretty too.
thank you. If you go in there and you look into the profile, it will say Hamilton County Schools. That's me. DM me, hit me up. I'll tell you whatever you need to know, and I will help you do whatever you need to do in order to make sure you have what you need in order to register to vote. Even if it means bringing a voter registration paper out to you, letting you fill it out, and then taking it back to the election commission, because it is that imperative.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me.
Before I go to my ending statement, I need to make a couple of announcements. One is today at the Chattanooga Choo Choo outside in the garden area is going to be a huge fashion show where we call her Vanita Rose, is the headline architect, whatever you want to call it, producer, promoter, marketing person that's putting on this big fashion show. If you like fashion, you need to go today. It starts at 6 o'clock. It's going to be in the gardens. Yes, you can go. Yes, Jennifer's leaving. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. Her people are out there. And we are here at the site at 701 Hooker Road right now. Pull up on us and get your voter registration done today. Get your free t-shirts. Yes, y'all come on out today and get it done. But that is one announcement. It's the fashion show that's going on downtown at the Chattanooga Choo Choo in the gardens. Also on September the 19th, our local artist Jerry Allen is going to be live here on the site, showcasing his exhibit. It is an amazing exhibit. Oh my God, his artwork is absolutely beautiful, and all this artwork is for sale. We want you all to come out and support our local artist. He was here last week, and he's got these things set up so beautiful in the gallery. Please come by. September the 19th, and go through our African American Heritage Educational Heritage Museum, and also enjoy some of the other amazing African American history things that we have on exhibit, while you also talk to our local artists. When his uh, gallery moves, when his exhibit moved, the military folks with American Legion, in conjunction with Mr. John Edwards of the News Chronicle, will be putting on exhibit the Civil War. And I am excited about that. It's going to be an amazing exhibit. Please come by. On after we get that set up, we'll let you know when you can come by and view the exhibit here at the African American Educational Heritage Museum. We're just excited. Also in November, the Alton Park Development Corporation is announcing its 7th annual Chattanooga Humanitarian Award Gala. More information on that's coming up soon, but you all be on the lookout. We will post all these things in the paper, on the news. You'll be seeing about it. All of our, as soon as our candidates or nominees respond back, we'll have all of our nominees. We made our nominations last week, and we are waiting on all of them. Some of them have already responded uh, positive to accepting their award, and we're just on fire about that. So now that I've got that out the way, today is Saturday, tomorrow Sunday. That means you all can go out and praise the Lord at somebody's church. If you don't have a church home, you can find another church home. If not, you can watch it from your bedroom, the kitchen, wherever you can get on the internet. Now they're live streaming churches all over the world. So there is no excuse not to give the Lord some praise for all the blessings that he has bestowed upon you and your family. If it's nothing else, but he woke you up this morning, closed in your right mind. You got a roof over your head. You got food on the table. You got clothes on your back. Your children are home safe. Whatever that is, you got a job. Okay, whatever it is, there's something you can thank the Lord for, and he loves to hear from us. So y'all, we should be doing it every day, 365. I'm going to say, yes, do it 365 days a year. You should wake up saying, thank you, Lord. If you don't say nothing but thank you, Lord, say thank you, Lord, because he didn't have to do it. I just want to ask you all to be in prayer for my bishop, my founding pastor of my church, Miss Bishop Norma Smith. She had a very serious surgery, and she's recuperating at home. She's 83. She don't mind. Everybody knows we've had parties for her. She's 83 years old, but a very, very strong woman. But I want you all to be in prayer with her and her family, our pastor, and her daughter and her 2 sons as they journey through this difficult time. We know she's going to recover because we have the faith in the Lord. But during this time that she's recovering, she needs you all to be in prayer with her for her strength, and also to give her the courage to keep moving on, because illness come and illness go. But we learn something every time. So we're just lifting her up in prayer today, and we're lifting up Greater Emmanuel Apostolic Church, which is my hometown, my home church. And you all are invited to come there anytime you want to worship and praise with us. We're located at 400 Tunnel Boulevard. Well, Paul Warfield Jr. is our senior pastor. And we welcome you to come every Sunday. And our church service starts at 9 o'clock if you want to go to Bible school. We feed you breakfast and everything. And then our service starts at 10:30. So until next week, you all be careful out there. Enjoy this beautiful weather today, and be cheerful, and know that God loves you, and I do too. Have a blessed weekend.